Have you ever noticed how some people never post their photos online? No selfies, no group pictures, no vacation snaps, just silence. In a world obsessed with likes, filters, and constant validation, these people seem to exist in the shadows of the digital crowd. But here's the real question. Why? Is it insecurity, privacy, or something much deeper about how they see themselves and the world? Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe if you love exploring the hidden side of human behavior. And drop a comment below. Do you post your pictures online, or are you one of those who prefers to stay invisible? I'd love to hear your take. Let's face it, social media has turned self-presentation into a kind of performance. We curate our lives, polish our faces, and share the best 1% of what we live. But not everyone joins that show. Some people deliberately choose to stay off the stage. They don't post their faces, not because they have nothing to show, but because they see through what social media has become. So what's really going on in their minds? Point 1. The need for privacy and control. The first layer is simple but powerful. Control. People who avoid posting pictures often have a strong sense of personal boundaries. They don't like the idea that once their photo is out there, they lose control over it. Anyone can screenshot, share, or manipulate it. And to them, that's not just a digital risk. It's a psychological discomfort. It's not paranoia. It's protection. Psychologists call this the privacy preservation instinct. It's the mind's way of maintaining ownership of one's identity in an age where everyone's identity is a public brand. Second, these individuals usually have a low need for external validation. They don't crave likes or comments to feel good about themselves. Their self-worth isn't tied to how others perceive them. It's built on how they know themselves. In psychology, this trait is linked to high self-concept clarity, meaning they have a stable sense of who they are, regardless of outside opinions. They don't need to announce every milestone or selfie to feel alive. Their validation comes from within, not from the dopamine rush of social feedback. Point 3. Anti-conformity and rebellion against digital culture. For others, not posting photos is a quiet act of rebellion. A refusal to conform to a culture that constantly says, "Show me who you are, or you don't exist." It's not that they hate social media, they just don't want it to define them. In a world where oversharing is the norm, withholding becomes an act of power. Some psychologists call this digital minimalism. Others see it as identity preservation. But whatever you call it, it's their way of saying, "I'm more than what I post." Point 4. Anxiety, self-consciousness, or trauma. Of course, not all reasons are empowering. For some people, not posting pictures comes from social anxiety, self-consciousness, or even past trauma. Maybe they've been body shamed. Maybe they've had bad experiences online, like judgment, criticism, or mockery. Over time, their brain associates visibility with vulnerability. So staying unseen becomes a form of emotional safety. This doesn't mean they lack confidence. It just means their mind has learned to protect itself through invisibility. Point 5. Depth over display. And finally, some people simply value depth over display. They'd rather express their thoughts, art, or ideas than their faces. To them, their mind is more important than their image. They don't need a picture to prove their presence. Their words, actions, and energy speak for them. They find meaning in connection, not exposure. And that's something many of us, deep down, still crave. So the next time you meet someone who doesn't post their photos online, don't assume they're hiding. Sometimes they're just choosing to live authentically, away from the noise. They've learned that privacy is peace, and anonymity can be freedom. In a world where everyone wants to be seen, sometimes the most powerful move is to stay unseen. So what about you? Do you post your pictures often, or do you prefer to stay in the background? Comment below. I'm curious what motivates your choice. And if you found this video thought-provoking, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next time, we're diving into why some people ghost social media entirely. Stay curious, stay self-aware, and remember, silence, too, speaks volumes.